is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
RTV6 is keeping you informed as we deal with the coronavirus outbreak and its impact on central Indiana. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. Let's get right to the very latest numbers. As of tonight, 116 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19. The Indiana State Department of Health says we now have more than 3,900 confirmed cases. More than 19,000 people have been tested so far. The health department also says the number of people who have died from the coronavirus equals the most recent total released from the 2019-20 flu season, in which 116 deaths have been recorded. Today, despite some pushback from customers and employees, Lowe's started its Black Friday sale. People who reached out to RTV6 are concerned this will draw crowds into the store during the pandemic. A spokesman for Lowe's tells RTV6 affordability matters now more than ever, and while some retailers have taken steps to eliminate value pricing, they recognize the importance of continuing to offer value to customers in this time of economic uncertainty. An employee we talked to says they are concerned about their health and safety because people look forward to this sale as it is the first of the season. And at a time when we should be social distancing and staying at home, the sale is not discouraging people from coming into the store. We talked to customers today about how they feel.
I think the COVID-19 is pathetic. I mean, everybody's stuck in their house. A lot of people without jobs. I
feel bad for our economy right now because a lot of people's not working, no money coming in.
Another customer that we talked to said they were unaware of the sale, but didn't think it was the best idea to have it right now.
No, I wouldn't be running no sale or anything that would entice people to come out. That's not a good idea. I mean, I have respiratory issues myself, and my lady is she works in the healthcare department where they've actually had deaths. The night before last, she had to clean up a man that passed due to the coronavirus. And it's real.
The employee we spoke with did not want to be identified due to fears of losing their job, but said they are in quarantine at home with symptoms of COVID-19. Lowe's says it does have the ability to limit customer capacity in high trafficked areas. In a statement we received yesterday, a spokesman says they are encouraging customers to practice safe social distancing. They can also buy online, pick up in store, use curbside loading, or at-home delivery. Meijer, meanwhile, is taking a different approach by suspending weekly ad sales starting April 12th. In addition, store employees will now be monitoring the number of shoppers inside of its stores. They are also asking customers to limit the number of people coming inside. The chain is the latest store to also now install plexiglass shields at all checkout lanes, and employees will be subject to daily health screenings and temperature checks when they arrive at work. RTV6 is putting the focus through our We're Open Indy initiative on businesses that are still serving the community during the pandemic. Opening a new store during this time is especially difficult, and tonight our Troy Washington is in Carmel, where a business got its start during the coronavirus health crisis.
A year and a half ago, while on maternity leave, Rachel Pretty decided she wouldn't return to corporate America. Instead, she'd open her own coffee shop.
We officially were open for business on March 19th.
The day the Rose and Lois Cafe got the green light to go ahead and get their certificate of occupancy in Carmel, Governor Holcomb issued an order closing all restaurants because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's really inspiring to attend the small restaurant owner meeting that the Som family hosted. Once I understood that, hey, we have access to fresh food, and we have access to things that aren't even on the grocery store shelves right now, and we're just going to do everything we can to keep our doors open to get fresh food to people and hopefully be uplifting to them.
It's not the typical grand opening protocol.
We just figured out how to do it safely and adapt from there.
The restaurant relies on deliveries and the customers coming through the drive-thru right now. But this family-owned business sees a bigger picture.
We opened the business because we care about people.
In fact,
we're throwing in extra snacks and things like that when we can, but having people who are putting in orders for these hospitals. We just partnered with a realtor, the Mitchell Group, and they are giving us a large amount to do a donation of food and cold brew growlers and ice cream to the staff at Community North.
Customers aren't getting the chance to dine in with them just yet, but the coffee shop is already a part of something so much bigger.
So yeah, going to the hospitals and being able to support truly the heroes among us.
Working for you in Carmel, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. And right now on the RTV6 News app and the IndyChannel.com, we have an entire list of businesses that are open right now and need your support. If you want your business featured for We're Open Indy, just email us at workingforyou@RTV6.com. A Fishers woman who received care during her diagnosis for H1N1 years ago is now working to give back and support the healthcare workers she says saved her life. Tracy Penlam tells us, like many COVID-19 patients, she was placed on a ventilator with respiratory failure. She says the staff at Community North did so much for her physical and mental health. She wanted to do something for them as they work through the pandemic. She heard they often don't have time to sit down for a full meal, so Penlam started collecting packaged snacks that they could eat on the go. She tells us people in the neighborhood also started donating, and she was able to give a nurse this car full of snacks to sanitize and bring into the hospital.
Hope is to make it big enough where maybe we've got so much that we can spread it out to some of the other hospitals. And maybe somebody will see this and be inspired and do it, on the west side for St. Vincent or Carmel.
Well, people are also dropping off letters of encouragement to be delivered with the snacks. Good to see there. Well, another example of Hoosiers working together to help neighbors impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak. Second Harvest Food Bank today hosted another tailgate food distribution event. Organizers welcomed everyone who needed food. All they had to do was drive up and load up with pizza, pop, and other goodies. Second Harvest could always use your help. If you'd like to donate or volunteer, give them a call at 800-866-0882. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast. Meteorologist Kyle Mounds standing by. Kyle, I know there was some rain today, but it was nice and sunny at other times.
Yeah, Nicole, we actually have a cold front sliding through central Indiana. You can probably pick it out here. We've had about a 20-degree spread from a chilly Lafayette at 46 to Connorsville, sitting at a mild 66 degrees this afternoon. Indianapolis there now into the upper 40s as temperatures are falling a little bit. And we still have a few of those showers out there this evening, stretching from just east of Marion along I-69 now through Alexandria and Anderson. All very light rain, and you can see even a few of those light rain showers or sprinkles that are going to be moving through downtown. Not going to last very long here. A little bit more of a moderate shower that's moving into the Terre Haute area along I-70 there in Vigo County. Those will continue to push off toward the east here as we go through this evening. So we'll keep this chance for a couple of spotty showers in the forecast here. Just keep that in mind if you did have some plans to be out this evening. I think most areas are going to be south and east of Indianapolis where we'll see the best chance for some of that rain. The rest of us, mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to hold pretty steady here in the middle 40s right on through 10 o'clock. And if you've got some plans to get out in the yard tomorrow, do some planting, you're looking pretty good there. And really for the next several days, we've got some pretty nice weather and no threat of frost through Thursday. That could change though for the end of the week. More on that in your 7-day planning forecast.
Kyle, thank you. Metro Police are investigating a shooting that left a woman critically injured. It happened just after 1 o'clock this afternoon at the Circle K gas station in the 2100 block of North Shadeland. Witnesses say someone shot a woman driving a silver minivan. Homicide detectives have identified a possible suspect. They believe he fled the scene before they arrived. The suspect then crashed his vehicle in the 2100 block of North Arlington Avenue. Police say he left a child inside the vehicle and escaped on foot. The child was not harmed. Investigators believe this may have been a domestic incident. Tonight, we remember a historic moment in Indianapolis history when Robert F. Kennedy helped bring the city together after tragedy. Today marks 52 years since the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Kennedy broke the news to supporters in Indianapolis who'd gathered at 17th and Broadway to hear a scheduled speech. As communities around the country erupted in violence after Dr. King's death, Indianapolis remained calm. Kennedy's speech is credited for keeping things relatively calm in the Circle City. Today, the site of the speech, Martin Luther King Park, is home to the Kennedy King Memorial. The bronze monument commemorates Kennedy's speech that night and Dr. King's legacy. In 2018, the park was named a national commemorative site. Former Indiana Fever player Tamika Catchings just scored another high honor. She will be inducted into the 2020 class of the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Catchings played 15 seasons with the Fever. She led the team to the 2012 WNBA championship. She won 4 Olympic gold medals with the Team USA. Catchings was elected to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in February. She currently works as the Fever's general manager and vice president of basketball operations. The induction ceremony takes place on August 29th in Springfield, Massachusetts. Other inductees this year include the late Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. Coming up, a national snapshot of the COVID-19 crisis. The CDC changing its recommendations about wearing face masks. And President Trump facing questions about the role of the nation's stockpile as states compete against each other for supplies. We'll be right back.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Americans are now being encouraged to wear some sort of face covering when they leave their homes, but officials stress this can be something as simple as a bandana or scarf. They say medical-grade personal protective equipment should be reserved for medical professionals only. Here's ABC's Devin Dwyer with the latest.
As the coronavirus death toll continues to climb, President Trump and his White House task force briefing the nation on Saturday afternoon.
This will be probably the toughest week between this week and next week. And there'll be a lot of death, unfortunately.
New CDC guidelines now recommend all Americans wear non-medical face coverings if they need to leave their homes.
Medical masks would be better. Okay, but we know there's a national shortage, so these cloth face coverings may be the next best thing.
The CDC also continuing to recommend regular hand washing and social distancing to help stop the spread of COVID-19. The call for face coverings comes as healthcare workers are demanding more protective gear, saying they're unprotected as they fight on the front lines.
We as nurses cannot do this on our own. We can't fight for the safety of our patients on our own. We can't fight for the safety of our community on our own. We need the community.
As state leaders complain about bidding wars over medical equipment, President Trump facing questions about the national stockpile.
We got nothing at first, and then last week we got the first distributions of anything to anywhere. But it's still a small percentage, and I continue to push.
The president says the states should have been more prepared.
Many of the states were totally unprepared for this. So we had to go into the federal stockpile. But we're not an ordering clerk. They have to have for themselves.
New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo says the Jacob Javits Center in New York City will act as the main federal assistance location. The White House agreeing to make it a COVID-19 positive facility.
The federal government will staff that, and the federal government will equip that. That is a big deal because that 2,500 bed facility will relieve a lot of pressure on the downstate system.
In Florida, the Coral Princess cruise ship arriving in Miami. The company issuing a statement saying disembarkation of guests is expected to take several days, and those guests requiring shoreside medical care will disembark first. Devin Dwyer, ABC News, Washington.
We've had some showers today, some sunshine, and now we're back to the showers downtown. Looking at some very low cloud cover here as we look west over the Circle City. And you can see on Storm Team 6 radar where we have, again, this is very light rain. It won't last all that long, but it does stretch from around Indianapolis up 31 there, around Carmel, Noblesville. And we've got a few more of those showers for you in Madison County into the Anderson area. That's going to be sweeping east into Muncie, so you'll get some brief showers. Again, not going to last all that long or be all that heavy. And then that extends back along I-70 through Terre Haute and eventually into Brazil and Sullivan. Right now, our temperatures, they kind of run the gamut across central Indiana. We've got some 60s in eastern locations, but 49 downtown, 47 for you. Chilly there in Kokomo and Bloomington, in the middle 50s right now. A little breezy as well. So tonight, we will have some areas that could have some patchy frost out there around Peru at 35, 37 in Lafayette. Many locations, though, south and east will be making their way into the lower and middle 40s tomorrow morning. And that grass is probably starting to really get growing now, especially if you put some fertilizer out there earlier in the month or last month. You can see that tomorrow and really into Monday, we're pretty good there. If you want to get out there, tomorrow morning could have a couple of spotty showers. Grass may be a little bit wet there for a couple of hours into the morning, but as we go throughout the day, temperatures will make their way through the 40s and back into the 50s here. I think we'll see a good deal of cloud cover mixing with some sunshine, but we'll actually be a state divided when it comes to that. You can see on TrueCast mid-morning, 10 a.m., we've got some sunshine working in for northern areas, but those clouds looks like they may hold pretty tough here. Indianapolis, I-70 and areas to the south. It's going to be dry, so it is going to be a good day to get outside, but just may be a little bit cloudy in southern locations. A little more sunshine for you in Lafayette, and 59. We'll be in the upper 50s around Indianapolis, 57 in Richmond, and about 60 degrees Columbus into Bloomington. Tomorrow evening, want to get out there and grill a little bit. Looking pretty good there, too. It'll be nice to be around the heat of the grill with temperatures that'll be in the middle 50s, and I think we'll have some dry conditions for you. 7-day planning forecast. We're really going to warm things up here as we get into next week. Highs are in the 70s by Tuesday. We've got some chances for showers and storms. Outside of Tuesday, though, the best chances look like they'll be coming overnight Monday and Wednesday nights there. Then it gets a little cooler heading into the end of next week. That's where we could see some of that widespread frost going into Friday and Saturday mornings.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Looking forward to the 70s. Well, the social distancing from COVID-19 drive-ins are making a comeback, and not just for movies. Coming up on the news at 6, the new trend in religion drawn